Okay, so the DCEU and I haven't been on the best of terms. Man of Steel was a major disappointment, Dawn of Justice is an absolute train wreck, and Suicide Squad was an utter mess. At this point, if the next two films were not good, I was gonna refuse to watch any future film in that franchise in theaters. Not Cyborg, not Batman, not even The Flash, if that movie is ever gonna be made. Entering this, my expectations were set very low. Frankly, I was just hoping that they wouldn't throw in Mother's Names, Jolly Ranchers, or Killer Apps.
Now that's killer app. Killer app. Killer app.
The movie is the origin story of Diana of Themyscira, an Amazonian warrior who saves a World War I fighter pilot from drowning. From him, she hears of the war, and because it's tradition from her, she tries to save everyone from who she thinks is Ares, the god of war, yet learns much more about the darker side of mankind. And this weekend, I got introduced to something that I haven't seen in a while: a great DC movie. When Gal Gadot first appeared in BVS, I didn't really think much of her performance. I didn't even think she was that good. Her line delivery was off and she doesn't really sell it as Wonder Woman. However, I now know this is what happens when the main writer of the film is a complete dipstick. Here, Gadot excels as Diana, bringing her A-game to this movie. The rest of the cast bring their A-game as well, except for Chris Pine. I'm sorry, but I thought this guy was kind of annoying. Like, his character itself was fine, but his delivery was just terrible. I felt like it took him a whole minute to say what could be said in like 10 seconds. He does improve in the second half, but for the first half, it's pretty painful. Another flaw with this film, and it's kind of a flaw with most DC films these days, it's over-reliance on CGI. I want everyone to know, I have nothing against CGI. More times than others, you're gonna need some of that to properly carry out the scenario in your head. Hell, Tron Legacy is soaked in CGI, yet I consider it one of the greatest films ever. Here, however, it just seems as though they could have gone practical with a few of the things, or at least could have made the CG look a bit more realistic, because the people who do the CG in these films need to be fired, because it looks terrible. However, those are really the only things that weigh down what is an awesome DCU movie. Until the ending. Let me be clear. This is an awesome DC movie, alright? It's probably the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. Against other superhero films, though, is where it kind of falls, is where it kind of stumbles. For the first time in this kind of review, I'm gonna get into some spoiler territory, so just be warned. Basically, she kills the supposed baddie, and she's just waiting for everything to be restored until she realizes that everything's still going the way it is. Confused, she runs to Chris Pine and gets the hard truth about life. Sometimes you just can't blame one person for how bad a group of people are. Sometimes they're just brought up like that. Sometimes something happens in their life that just makes them snap in an instant. An amazing, powerful message that I haven't seen really any superhero film do before. I'm thinking, man, that was a powerful note to go out on. This time Ares wasn't behind it, you know? It would just be the lady as our villain, which is great. And then the British guy that was supposed to be their ally comes back in and becomes the villain. I'm like, wow, that really drove the point home. Only to find out that it's Ares.
You were the chosen one!
You were so close to surpassing so many Marvel films, and I mean that. This could have been something amazing, but now compared to everything else, it's just another good superhero movie. It's got great acting, the writing is excellent, again despite the ending, and the acting was surprisingly good in the second half. The first half had an over-reliance on cheap CG. Plus this is the first actually good solo superheroine film, as well as really the first superhero film where I can say kids could look up to them. She's courageous, she's strong, she's a great role model for kids, an amazing superheroine for adults. It's quite amazing, really. And it's kind of changed my taste on female characters a bit. They don't have to be Rosie the Riveter, but they have to be independent. They have to be, well written. Anyway, back to watching Transformers.